To everyone else, he remained merely a custodian, unremarkable in his tin uniform and weathered hands. Yet to the grand piano nestled in the hotel lobby's corner, he embodied the spirit of something lost, someone who had once held significance. Each evening after the patrons departed and the crystal fixtures grew dim, he would tenderly dust the ebony and ivory keys, his fingertips hesitating, as though they recalled a time when they truly belonged there. However, no one ever inquired about his identity. No one ever observed how his eyes would linger just a moment longer on the Steinway. No one, that is, until she arrived. Before we continue, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of unseen talent, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Untold Stories 0.4. Your support helps us share more emotional, uplifting stories that matter. She was Veronica Langford, an astute and striking CEO of a prestigious hotel empire, renowned equally for her sophistication and her sharp wit. She moved as though she commanded the very earth beneath her stilettos, and perhaps she truly did. During a late evening inspection of the property, she discovered the janitor quietly humming beside the piano. She arched a brow as if entertained. "Are you even familiar with what that instrument is?" she inquired, indicating the piano with a gesture. Her tone dripped with condescension. The janitor, David, acknowledged her question with a gentle nod, never lifting his gaze. "It's Chopin's Nocturne in E-flat major," he responded, his voice remaining composed and unwavering, though his pulse hammered against decades of humiliation and quiet suffering. Veronica released a laugh, an empty and merciless sound. "Should you truly possess the ability to perform Chopin," she sneered, "I would gladly become your wife." Her statement was crafted to embarrass, a proposition never intended for genuine consideration. Yet David's expression remained steady. She pivoted and departed before he could offer any reply, unaware that her contemptuous jest had just opened a passage that had been locked away for 30 years. David's history resembled a composition of shattered aspirations. He had previously been a virtuoso, an emerging talent, educated at a distinguished European academy before circumstances and tragedy silenced his artistry. An automobile accident had claimed his mother, his educational funding, and the sole piano he had ever possessed. Destitution had followed. He maintained restrooms to endure, not due to any absence of skill, but because society held no tolerance for sorrow or damaged spirits. His single comfort came from the brief moments he spent caressing the keys, imagining he still had a place in the realm of harmony and purpose. That evening, something transformed within him. David found himself unable to rest. Her statement echoed in his mind like a spiteful challenge. Yet beneath the sarcasm lay a possibility, a sliver of illumination penetrating a barrier of despair. For several days he rehearsed in secrecy, arriving early and departing late, ensuring no one would witness his efforts. His fingers faltered initially, rigid from years of neglect. Yet gradually the music began to return. It transcended mere notation. It embodied remembrance. It represented hope. It encompassed everything he had concealed beneath the custodian's attire. 7 days later, Veronica returned to the establishment for an elegant charity event. The lobby overflowed with attendees adorned in shimmering evening wear and pressed formal suits. A jazz ensemble had been arranged to perform, but following an unexpected withdrawal, the piano remained silent and expectant. David recognized his moment. He discarded the protective gloves and work apron, then deliberately approached the bench. The room grew quiet as he took his position. Most observers assumed he was simply repositioning the instrument, perhaps maintaining it. Yet when he positioned his hands upon the keys and commenced his performance, something extraordinary occurred. The melancholic, refined melodies of Chopin permeated the lobby like a long-forgotten invocation. Dialogue ceased. Crystal glasses suspended in mid-gesture. Veronica wheeled around abruptly. Bewilderment crossed her features as she witnessed her janitor, captivating the entire assembly with nothing beyond his skilled hands and devoted spirit. The composition flowed from within him, transcending mere sound to become pure authenticity. Anguish, affection, grief, and restoration were all woven into every phrase. The lobby transformed into a hushed sanctuary of sentiment. Several guests found themselves moved to tears without understanding the reason. Veronica remained frozen, her complexion drained of color, her mouth slightly agape in wonder. For the first time in many years, words had abandoned her completely. Upon its conclusion, the quiet persisted as though no one wished to disturb the hallowed atmosphere he had established. Then the recognition began, tentative initially, before building into thunderous, overwhelming appreciation. Yet David offered no smile in return. He rose from his seat, inclined his head respectfully, and departed without acknowledging her presence. Through his artistry, he had already communicated everything that required expression. Veronica sought him out afterward, her characteristic composure thoroughly unsettled. "What prevented you from revealing this to anyone?" she asked in barely more than a whisper. David offered a simple response. No one ever bothered to inquire. Her eyes filled with what appeared remarkably similar to remorse, though he sought no expression of regret. She had proposed marriage in jest. He had responded with honor rather than desperation. Beginning that day, David abandoned the custodian's uniform forever. Veronica extended an offer for a permanent position as the hotel's featured pianist. Beyond that professional arrangement, however, she herself underwent a transformation. She became gentler, more compassionate, more modest in her bearing. Occasionally, she would position herself near the piano during his performances, absorbing the music not merely with her hearing, but with her entire being. If this story touched your heart, please give a like, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to Untold Stories 0.4 for more inspiring stories. Every view, comment, and share helps us spread kindness where it's needed most. Speech Balloon. Before you go, please leave a comment. What would you have done if you were in David's shoes? We'd love to hear your thoughts and stories.